even about the Eskate community in general? Like, what would you like to see change or evolve? No pun intended with the evolve thing.
I think we need. I want to see people. I want the community to not have a stick up their ass all the time about the way people do things.
So welcome to Season 3, Episode 1 of the Average Eskate podcast, where today we're hosting the lovely Ronnie Sarmiento.
Hello.
Did you just nail his name then in one hit?
I think so.
Actually, that was perfect. Yeah.
Pretty pleased with myself, thank you.
There you
Nice.
go.
Fair play.
I would have butchered your name.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. Where's the last name from?
happens a lot.
Am I right in assuming it's the Philippines?
It is, yeah.
Wait. I'm
absolutely right.
well traveled.
Yep.
No, I'm joking. What a thing to say. Quick question for you, just to kick this off. If you had to put us three in orders of the biggest arsehole to the nicest person, number one being the biggest arsehole, who would that be out of curiosity?
So right now, my order would be, and this is right now. It might change at the end of the podcast.
You will do it at the end as well.
Oh shoot, Andrew, please tell me that's your name.
It is my name, yeah.
Okay, good. I'm kind of bad with names, but Andrew, you're the nicest right now.
Cool, good. I'll take that.
Fair play.
Can't argue there.
It was the intro, wasn't it? It's because I got your name right.
It was you getting my name right, and well, you weren't the reason why we were late today.
Oh wow, that is fair.
Yeah.
That is fair.
We all know what's coming.
So, I guess in the middle, Chris.
Oh,
Amazing.
Right now, Ricky.
Surprised.
Right now, Ricky, you're kind of the biggest asshole.
Wow.
Oh, smashing. I had that in my mind because I was sitting there thinking like, man, what a way to make a first impression, like being late and stuff. And then I was just like, I wonder how that's going to come across. I was like, let me just ask.
How do you feel about that, though? How does that make you feel?
Wow. I feel like you're looking at me
he
thinking...
feels happy about that.
I do feel happy about that because you're sat there going, yeah, that's not accurate at all. Wow. Okay, I'm feeling the love right now. Cheers, guys.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like first questions, man. Like I think what got him into Eskate, I guess, is probably going to be the most basic thing that we should kick this off with.
Yep.
What got me into Eskate? Regular skateboarding, to be honest. Regular skateboarding. What got me into regular skateboarding? I guess shows like Rocket Power on Nickelodeon and like the Tony Hawk games.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Those were just the funnest things in the world. It made me want to get a skateboard. I got a Walmart skateboard for my first one, and it was absolute trash, but I had so much fun on it. Mm-hmm. It was the best thing. I learned how to ollie. I if I pushed once, I would roll about an inch because that's how bad the wheels and the bearings were. Mm-hmm. So I just learned how to push really hard so I could at least roll a couple of feet. Mm-hmm. And then I basically skated throughout middle school and high school. It kind of my interest in it kind of stopped. I guess I was into other things. You
can say it.
So I kind of took a break. I kind of took a break from skating, and when I went into college, a quick way to get to class is taking a longboard out. And I saw a lot of people riding longboards on campus. My friends started riding longboards on campus. As a skateboarder, it wasn't my favorite thing, like riding a longboard, but since my friends were doing it, I didn't mind going out and cruising with them. My first longboard was actually like a short cruiser board setup with fat wheels on there, just so I could keep up with them and still have a smooth ride while they were on their longboards. And then I eventually got into like the whole freestyle dance, some sliding longboard thing. Like I had like the pads, the sliding wheels, and everything like that. And I actually I got hooked up with a local company who made longboards. Unfortunately, they're not around anymore, but they hooked me up with some really good like free ride style boards, and it was a ton of fun. But towards the end of college, I got too busy, stopped doing YouTube, stopped doing any skating really, and then I see Casey Neistat on YouTube on a boosted board, and as a guy who just enjoys skate stuff, it was the coolest thing I've ever seen. So I was like, I have to get one. I looked it up. I'm like, I can't afford one. I'm not doing that. 2 years later, I see that they are other people making boards, other people making electric skateboards. One of the companies who I saw was Meepo Board, and they had a board for like $300, and I was like, yeah, that's more my price range. So I actually first just wrote to them and just said, hey, I noticed that there's no real videos out there of your products. Would you want to send me one so I can make a video out of it, and we can, get you some exposure? Because I think at that time I had like 20,000 subscribers or something. And they were like, yeah, let's do it. And I made my first electric skateboard video with Meepo Board, and it kind of, my channel kind of just went into that whole direction after that.
So before that, your channel was primarily just regular skateboard videos?
Like skateboarding, longboarding, vlogs, kind of skate lifestyle type videos.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've not, granted, I know that you did vlogs and stuff. I've seen some of the vlogs that you do, and you travel with your girlfriend and stuff. And those have always been really good. And I didn't go back far enough to see what.
Oh yeah, it goes back like
started
7 years, 7+ years.
Dang,
I did have a little scroll back through, and I did have a look at some of your older skating videos. It's pretty good, man. You're a pretty good skater.
Oh no, I'm horrible.
Oh, mate, you're all right. If you can do 1,000 kickflips, I saw that video.
Thank you.
Then it's good.
I'm okay at making myself look decent enough on camera.
Yeah.
Which is all that really matters.
It's all about the angles, right?
Yeah.
Magic
exactly.
of editing.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's great. I think from there, it's only natural to ask the question of what's your view on budget boards as a whole, and do you feel like the majority of companies that are, like you see a new brand, like literally every week there's another company making a board. Like, how do you feel about that? And do you think there's enough space for people to keep, just spitting out a new manufacturer that has the sub $800 mark boards out there? Like, what's your view on all of that?
There's good things and bad things. The good things, obviously, it's a lower barrier of entry to get into skating. Like, some people really do only have a couple $100. They can't invest $1,500 plus on one of these things. And there are some decent options out there for people nowadays, especially nowadays. Like, some companies are making really, really good budget boards that a couple years ago would have cost maybe 2 to 3 times the price. But with all the different brands coming out, I think it makes it hard for a consumer to choose, because there's just so many options and so many different people saying different things. Because I don't know about you, but whenever I'm about to purchase something, especially if it's something big, I do a lot of research. I Google reviews, YouTube reviews, and I want to hear what people have to say. And I don't know. I guess in general, I'm happy that people have access to it now, but at the same time, I wish there weren't so many companies making the same thing, because I'm pretty sure if they have a weird name, they all came from the same place.
Yeah,
they all came from the same factory.
That's fair. That's
Yeah.
fair. It's something that
we've noticed that with a lot of boards, haven't we? That they're all essentially using like the same components, just different brands and a different deck, but everything else in terms of that board is pretty much the same. But question for you: have you tried an Evolve board?
I've ridden it, but not a lot. I've ridden one. I think I rode the Bamboo GT with an all-terrain setup, and I've also ridden a carbon board with street wheels. I liked it. It was fun.
Were they the older models or the newer models?
It was about 2 years ago. So
okay.
Yeah, so it was he said the GT, didn't he? So it wouldn't have been a GTR.
Yeah.
What was your impression of those two boards over the budget, the Walgo, the Meepos?
Oh, it's a whole different tier. There's almost no comparison. Like the power and the torque, especially which one did I ride the most? The Bamboo GT with the AT wheels. It just took off. It was a beast. It was, those budget boards are nothing compared to it. Yeah.
So what is it that influences you to sort of do more videos on the Wowgo, the Meepos? From what I've seen, it seems to be more the budget boards that you tend to review. What is it that influences you to do that more as opposed to maybe a more premium board like an Evolve?
Well, at first, those were the only people who would hit me up and allow me to do a review for them with them sending the product.
Access,
I've
essentially.
had access to the boards to be able to make the reviews.
Yeah.
Nowadays, I have dude, if you look at my inbox, the weirdest companies, some big companies too, like I've been able to work with Loaded, which is kind of a dream, especially back when I was doing the longboarding stuff. I thought they were like just the best longboard company out there, and I actually had an opportunity to do something with Evolve. We were planning something with the local riders I had in the DC area, but it kind of just fell through, and nowadays with the whole global pandemic thing, it's just been hard to bounce back and make things happen.
For sure. Out of interest, did you have a question?
No, you're right. I'll ask in a bit.
Okay. If I asked you to rank the Wowgo, Meepo, and what's the other one? Backfire.
Yeah.
Wowgo, Meepo, Backfire, from number one being like the best all-round brand when you're looking across all their boards, to number three being essentially the one that needs a little bit more TLC. How would that look for you? And before you say it, if anyone that's watching the podcast on YouTube, I'm going to put what I know it would be our order on screen, just to see how close we are to your perspective. But let me know what you think in your opinion.
Okay. I'll start with number 3. Or should I start with number 1? No, let's build it up. Let's build up the suspense.
Yeah.
Let's start with
I
number
like
3.
that. I like that. Yeah, go on.
I haven't had the opportunity to try out all the boards from each company's lineup.
Yeah.
But if I had to do it just based off my experience, number 3 would probably be Wowgo.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2. Oh, these next two. It's kind of a toss-up.
This is you flashing back to when you said no questions were off limits. So just saying.
To be fair, all the companies, if you're listening to this, you guys are all great. I'm just saying.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Just put that life jacket
number
on real quick.
Number 2. It really shouldn't be, but it is. It's Meepo. I think Backfire is number 1.
Yeah. That's.
Yeah.
I think I'd probably switch 2 and 3 over. But Backfire for sure it's the first thing we noticed when we pulled it out of the box. We're like, out of all of the other companies, I think you'd agree with that, right?
Yeah, it was built the best, wasn't it?
Yeah, it looked like a complete product.
Yeah.
And the other ones looked like you could,
Like a budget board.
yeah, like you could have done those screws
Yeah.
up a little more. Like, geez, guys, come on.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's interesting. I was curious.
And what's your reasoning for ranking them in that way?
Well, I just think Backfire came out with the full lineup faster, and their boards felt good. Like, they had an off-road board, they had a long board, they have a mini board now. Like, they have something for everyone, and they were one of the first out of those 3. If I recall correctly, they were probably the first to have that right away, and they all just felt good to ride. And they're different. From the very beginning, their boards were different. They didn't look like a bamboo deck with orange wheels on there like the other 2. That's how they started out. So that's kind of why I put them up there. Yeah, and they have I'm not too far away from like one of their customer service stations too. So that's just nice to know.
So here's a question: What do you prefer to ride the most personally?
Personally, it might have to be
Great question.
the X-Way Flex.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, would you say that's your favourite board to ride?
Right now, yes.
How much are X-Way paying?
Probably. They're not, and they switched over to a really complicated referral link system, so I'm not even going to bother signing up for it. Like,
Oh,
I don't even
jeez.
care.
Savage.
Like,
You like the deck, though?
I like Flex.
No, I meant
like
as in
Flex.
the shape of the deck, because it's got the
Oh
concave
yeah,
that's
it's
really
got
sharp.
the weird edges at the top.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Oh, fair.
Fair play.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's weird because like when I put my foot there and I go for like a slide or something, like it just keeps me locked in. But I can see how some people would not like it for sure.
How do you feel like the longboard decks they use for electric skateboards compared to the kick push longboards that you're used to from skating in the past?
You see, I thought that there would be no difference. You could easily use any kick push longboard deck on a electric skateboard. And I told Meepo that, and they came out with a Meepo double kickboard. It looked like a platypus, and it was the style of board that people would use for like freestyle, like longboard dancing. So it was long with big kicktails on each end. And while fun, I don't think it's the best type of deck for electric skateboards because there's no real reason to have that on there because most people don't get these for freestyle dancing and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I think that's why we sort of see the same shape over and over again with these types of boards. Although there are some new ones coming out, and it's getting me excited.
What are you excited for that's coming out in the future? What you most excited for?
I've been a little out of touch with the Eskate world as of late, just because I've been pretty busy. But I don't know. Is there anything that I'm missing out on that?
I don't know. I'm pretty excited to see what X-Way's Atlas, their AT board they're bringing out. I don't know if you've heard anything about that.
I have heard about it. It's been people have been talking about it for a while, but I haven't seen anything new about it lately.
No. But I'm looking forward to seeing what they do in terms of an AT board. I think it's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
But in terms of anything else, I'm trying to think if there's been any other new boards that I've seen. Oh, have you seen that? Is it Evian or Evian board?
What, the water company?
No.
Well, they
you know what I'm like with skate. You know what I'm like with skateboard names. I can never get them right. But you know the one I mean, don't you? Do you know the board that I mean, though?
Yeah, I actually rode it a couple of days ago.
What's it
for
like?
the first time. It's actually really nice.
Yeah.
I think it feels really good. I swapped over to it was my first time riding tires with air-filled wheels.
Oh, so the air-filled wheels rather than the normal ones that the companies put on there. They put these like hard rubber wheels, don't they?
Yeah, they packed them in there, and they weren't on it. So when I first saw it, I swapped it out immediately. I was like, I have to try these out. I filled them up with air, and I see why you guys like them so much now.
Yeah. It's one of those things, though. It depends on where you live, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because the roads around where we live, street wheels would just be an absolute nightmare to ride about. I mean, we have done it.
It's also the
past.
moisture as well, though.
Yeah, we have done in the past, but just for getting around our town, the quickest and easiest way is with the AT wheels. So that's why we default to them, really. But
because you can just full throttle and not look down ever. Like, it's just like you'll be okay.
Yeah, I mean, just different people ride differently, don't they? Like, you still ride street wheels pretty much everywhere. I mean, you haven't got them now, have you? Because the weather's too bad.
No,
but
and it's just out of convenience. I need AT just to hop on and be able to dart around.
That's
a little bit
it.
safer. What are the streets like where you are? What kind of paving are you on?
It's relatively smooth, but there's a few like cracks and holes every once in a while, so you kind of have to pay attention and be vigilant. But what I noticed about them is that they just gripped. They really gripped. I was riding on wet grass and they were gripping. I was doing 90-degree turns and I didn't really slide out. And if I did, it was more like a controlled drift type of slide.
that's it.
So speaking of drifting, is there something you've been proactive with trying to learn with longboards and take over to electric skateboards?
Yeah. So I've done like sliding on electric skateboards is so fun to me. I think it's so fun. I think more people should try and learn how to do it. Maybe I'll make a video about that. Anyway.
The reason I asked, because I saw a video of you doing it, I was like, okay, he knows what's up. He knows how to slide.
Yeah, I learned, I'm able to do slides. I've done some slide shove-its on there too.
That looks sick. That's inspired me. I want to learn that. It looks cool.
Yes, dude.
They're so fun. Slide big spin is something I could never do on a longboard that I don't think I'd be able to do on an electric skateboard. But there are some like tricks and combos in longboarding. They like to combo things together. And I think I just thought of a combo that I want to try out on a kicktail electric skateboard, like a shortboard. Yeah. Just for the gram,
Yeah,
Gotta flex on him.
I like that.
For the gram.
See, it's not just me, mate. You're just not proactive enough on social media.
I don't need to be, mate.
Yeah, because you got me, right? Yeah, he'll take care of it.
You my bitch.
Oh, wow. Feel the love. See, I think that, what I asked you at the start of the video? Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right about that. See, it's mental when I'm coming across as the nice guy.
It is bad, yeah. That is really bad.
But no, aside from that, one thing I definitely wanted to ask is, did you see the episode that we did about creators and receiving boards as payment for videos, etc., etc.?
Did that come out a while ago?
Maybe like a week or two ago, where we were just talking about like people that make YouTube videos about Eskate should be getting paid.
I have not. The last one I saw was where you fell.
Yeah, of course you watched that one, didn't you? But no, it's essentially what we touched on is a lot of these companies out there that feel it's justified to send, because I think it's safe to say like you could get a handful of like 5 YouTube creators that make Eskate videos, and you'd be like, okay, these are the most influential 5. Or even if you said the most influential 10. And it's a case of we were saying that they should not be receiving products for free in exchange for a video. Like, they should be compensated by these companies in order to make a video. Like, what's your thought on that? Because obviously you've been doing this a hell of a lot longer than we have. So like, how do you feel? Do you feel like getting a $700 to $800 board in exchange for a couple of videos is justified, or what do you think?
I would rather there be compensation, and I don't even need to keep the board, to be honest. I'd happily send it back if they need it back, but there's just so much work and time that goes into creating a video that people don't see, because they only see the final 15-minute video. They don't see the 20 hours of filming, 10 hours of editing, and there's just way too much work that goes into it. That's I definitely agree that there should be compensation. While a board is nice, and I'm glad that there's something, I'd happily send it back for compensation for my time, because a board alone isn't worth my time. I'm giving you more than you're giving me.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. This is what exactly the sort of chat we was having in that podcast episode about, the amount of time, the amount of effort that people put into creating these videos to share to everybody on the internet, and the amount of boards that you're probably selling for those companies, and all you're essentially getting is, an £800 board, which is not going to pay the bills at the end of the day, is it?
You can't go to your bank and be like, here's an electric skateboard. Can I clear my credit card? It's like, that's not how things work. And I find it at this point, especially for someone like you who has a lot more subscribers than we do and has a lot more influence because you've been doing this for a lot longer, it doesn't make sense for you to not be compensated. Because if you look at how many, like Ricky said, how many boards you're selling, these companies have to sit there and go like, be fair. Because at the end of the day, if they gave you more flexibility and more compensation for you to make content, you'll be able to spend more time making the videos, you'll be able to make them better, and you'll be able to make a high volume of them. So everyone wins essentially. But if no one takes the initiative to kind of go, all right, companies, you've had a nice run, but now if you want a video, you need to pay.
Yeah.
And if every creator in this space did that, and no one was like, oh, I'll do it for free, then all of a sudden these companies are going to have to go, crap, we have to. Otherwise, no one's going to be getting any more videos.
It's just like the key creators, the ones that are making the best videos, the companies are coming to asking, can you do a video? Can you do a video? If you're just like, yeah, but it's going to cost X amount to do, then if everybody done that, then the companies are going to be forced to be like, okay, we're going to have to start paying people now. Do you know what I'm saying? And at 60, what are you on now? 60-odd thousand?
Something like that.
Yeah, I mean, you shouldn't have to do a day job on that, should he really?
No,
you should be able to have an income from your channel and not be working for anybody else. So the fact that companies are hitting you up asking you to do a video for them, and all they're giving you is like an £800 board, it's quite insulting, really.
And that's what I feel needs to be highlighted, because I know that Eskate isn't as big as other industries, like for example the industry that I primarily work in, which is ice hockey. But
that makes you more valuable.
Exactly, it makes you more valuable. And again, if it's a niche industry, which means like every view that you're getting is much more important than
a gaming channel.
Like every one view is more important than every 1,000 views a gaming channel gets, because at the end of the day, it's direct marketing.
Right.
X-Way can go and splash a couple grand on a Facebook ad, but they're not going to be hitting everyone that is 100% interested in boards and probably has several boards already. Whereas when they hit you up, that's exactly what they're getting. It's a skater channel. So it just has to be, they have to prioritize things a little bit better, because at this point in 2020, I think it's utter bullshit that they're not paying people. It's like, what the hell is wrong with you?
Yeah.
So at this point, it's like, I personally feel like the creators need to just band together and be like, pay us.
Could there be an element, though, that, because I do see a lot of Facebook ads from these companies, could there be an element that they are getting a viable return on what they're investing into that, for them to then not want to justify the risk of shifting that, like funneling that budget into YouTubers and influencers?
No, I just think it's just they can get away with sending products to people for free. So
Really?
why would they then say, okay, we'll send you a board and pay you, when they know they can just send you a board out and you'll do a video?
I know for sure, like the video that you did on, I can't remember which one it was that had a shit ton of views. I can't remember what it was. I think it was maybe your X-Way Flex video. Like, for example, whatever X-Way spent on Facebook marketing versus the video that you did, like, if you asked me which one sold more, I'd say your video. So at the end of the day, like, if they just go, all right, well, instead of using that budget on marketing on Facebook, let's just send it to you and have you make, say, 6 different videos about your 6 favorite elements of this board. That's so much more valuable than dropping it into Facebook. Because, like you said, you don't go onto Facebook ads when you want to buy an expensive product, is it? You
Right.
research it. You look for YouTube videos.
Yeah.
And the key people that you respect on YouTube are the ones that you'll be like, well, if he said that's good, then I'm going to go and buy it. Do you see what I mean? Like, that's where
Yeah.
people turn to buy shit. They don't, like, go online and, let me go find a written review on Google. It's not what you do. It's, let me see a video with someone that can ride and let me see what this thing looks like. And if they say it's good, I'm going to read the comments, look at the dislikes versus likes, and then make my decision. So YouTube is like the pinnacle of how customers
advertising.
and companies are interacting with consumers and selling their products. So it's like, fuck, you guys have to respect that and credit us as we should.
I agree 100%. I kind of want to hire you as a manager. For my channel.
Dude, I'm savage,
we'll
mate.
talk later.
Yeah, inbox me, mate. Slide in my DMs.
I got you. But yeah, I agree 100%. We've given too much and received not enough.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
100% agree, 100%.
But I've got a question. What is it that motivates you to carry on producing content at the same level that you have been, and on top of that, stay disciplined with doing that in the future?
Oh, I haven't.
You haven't? Oh, right. Okay.
I've been working during the week, on the weekends. Last month I got engaged, so like wedding planning has
Congrats.
been taking up our time. Thank you. So some days I'm just lazy and I don't want to go out. I'm not really motivated. But when I get a new board and I step on it and I ride it and I feel good on it and I'm having fun, then I'm motivated to be like, all right, I want to go out there. I want to get some sick angles. I want to launch off a ramp. I want to carve in between whatever.
It gets
I
you
just wanna
motivated.
ride.
You get a new board and you're like pumped and you want to create some content about it.
Yeah, exactly. And I guess when I also look at my YouTube numbers and I see that they're going down, I'm like, all right, I gotta make a video today. I gotta make a video this week.
Yeah, that creator app sucks. It's like, damn it. Okay, let me get back to work.
What's that like?
Yeah, actually,
I'm just kidding.
hot take. The day job,
Yeah.
I left it the other day,
Okay.
so I'm able to dedicate more time into YouTube, creating content, and just any other business ventures that I'd want to get into. So that's
Okay.
actually really motivating for me now that I have time to do it.
Nice.
Is that the intent, to now spend your full time doing this, or are you looking kind of for another day job and doing this as like an intermediary?
While it probably would be smarter to look for another one, I'm realizing I'm missing out on a lot of really good opportunities if I don't try to pursue this full on. You don't know how many times I've looked in my inboxes of just inquiries of to work with people. One that I missed out on was all expense paid trip to Ireland to ride this like tank electric skateboard type thing, and that would have been so sick. And I just missed out on it, and I can't be doing that. And I have a lot of work to do. I'm really excited to do it, and there's a lot of people I want to work with, which is also kind of why I hit you guys up. I was like, man, I want to be on this, because we talked about me being on here.
Like months ago.
I just had no time, especially with the time difference. It was hard to make that work, but now I'm in it 100%, and I'm ready to go.
Yeah, no, that's good to hear, man. I think it's an important one, because at the end of the day, do you mind if I ask how old you are, mate?
28.
Okay, yeah. So like the thing is, you're young. You've got time to be able to try things and see, if that works out or if that doesn't work out. And I think that's kind of like the important thing, because it's like I've always lived with the perspective of I'd rather try something and then be like, shit, man, I regret doing that, rather than regret not doing it and wondering what could have been. So it's like, if it makes you happy and you enjoy doing it, then why would you not throw everything at it and see what happens?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. It's unfortunate that it happened to be winter time, which is gonna make going out there and riding kind of sucky. But
it's not nice.
But I'm still down for it. Maybe we'll make some snowboard content. I don't know.
I'd be down for that.
Maybe skimboard on the wet streets or something.
Ooh, I could strap a motor onto a skimboard. I used to do that. That used to be one of my go-to like videos for a series. Just strap a motor onto a random board, and it was dumb, but it was fun. I don't know. I don't really have a direction with my channel. I just want to do whatever's fun for me.
Good.
I think that's a good way of doing it. It's just doing what you enjoy to do, and then kind of see what happens with that. Like what with the way that you shoot, is like how obsessed are you with like what you use to shoot, like the general creative process of making your videos? Is it a case of like I just want to get the content done, or do you have like a process of how you piece your videos together?
A couple of years ago, I used to use my big camera the most, but now in the past year, my most to use cameras when it comes to content creation is a Insta360 camera and my iPhone.
Okay, that's good.
That's it, because it's easy to have. They're small, they're light. And it's just easy to film with. It's easy to make videos with. But the thing is, I'm jealous of you guys because you have a second shooter
following on a board.
Yeah. It does make a massive difference.
Yeah, it's key.
At the speeds that you're going, following different angles, weaving in and out the same things you're weaving in and out of, and while having a 360 camera that can shoot everything is nice, it's just not the same, and I'm just so jealous. I have no one who can do that for me, and
surely there's got to be some riders around there you could pinch.
Yeah, if you've
got to go.
But I don't know if they know how to film and get the angles. Do you know what I mean?
Oh god, I know.
I suppose though, as long as you set the camera up for them and then just said, just point it at me, you'd probably get some good footage if you just went for a cruise and just said point. You know,
if you know it can be better than what you've got, there's always part of you that just gets really furious. You're like, oh god, that should have been so much better. But then you got to like put your director hat on hard and be like, just be there, angle that, just literally just do that, and we'll be good.
Trial and error. Like the more someone practices something, the better they get.
That's it, exactly.
Because Ricky's always been really good at filming me, but then when I had to film him, I'd be really shitty, and he'd just be like, I'm just gonna go do it myself, Chris. Like I'd film with him for like a couple of hours, and then when I watch his video back, it's got no footage that I shot, and I'm just like, okay, you trying to tell me something there?
You know what I feel like really really helps with filming skating as well is having that background in skating. Did you go out watching like Girl Yeah Right and skateboard videos and stuff like that? I used to. Go on.
No, you go ahead. I was just gonna say I used to make them too. So I filmed back then as well.
Cool. And it's all that it's all about that very specific angle that with the skateboard just makes it look cool, and then you can instantly just like transfer that over to this. So even though what you're actually doing in reality doesn't maybe look that good, you can make it look good if your filming's like awesome.
Yeah, no, I get that, because if anyone's watching us shoot a video, it probably looks ridiculous. We look stupid as anything, but then when you watch...
Well, we do, don't we? We get to people just looking at us like...
Yeah, like riding through central Cambridge, and they're like, the hell's like one's crouched down on a skateboard on his knees, and then the other one's just riding past, like going all sideways and stuff. It looks silly, but obviously the result is much better than what they can't see. But yeah, I think having like an additional rider to be able to get shots of you while you're carving and like sliding and stuff makes the world of a difference.
Do you go out on group rides where you are?
I've gone to a few. There's so many around me. There's a big Eskate DC group based in my area, but they have events all the time, and it's hard to make it out to all of them. I usually try to go to the big ones.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I think their calendar is synced up with mine. Every time I have to do something, they have an event. I don't know. It's like they've got. I don't know. They don't want me there.
But do you enjoy that element of riding, like having a big group and going out?
I do. I think I would more prefer a session than a group ride through a city for some reason. I don't know. I just like. What was the events in Paris that they had? There was like an Eskate World Cup or something where they had like a track set up and like ramps, and I think I would much prefer an event like that than skating through DC.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. I'd either go to an event like that where you're like racing, there's jumps there and stuff like that, or I'd just like to hang with like a couple of people and just have like a skating session. So like back in the day when I used to go to skate parks, there'd just be like a group of you and you just be at the skate park all day doing this, that and the other. But when you like a massive group all just riding together through somewhere, it's just like pointless to me, really.
The other side of it is like I don't want to ride in a straight line for miles.
Like,
that's just boring. Like
I'd rather just mess about, have fun.
The only way the thing is, when I do go on a group ride, which is very rare, it's like once in a blue moon, I'll make it fun by just scaring the shit out of everyone I'm around.
Just drifting past them.
Just like into them and like, everyone's in a straight line. I'm just like, and then it's fun because you gotta
they're like your cones, aren't they?
Pretty much. Yeah. I'm like, it's the challenge. It's a good moving slalom course to try and get through.
That's pretty dope. Another question is in terms of this whole like e-skate thing, a two-part question. First question is, what would you like to see change about this entire scene? Maybe even about the e-skate community in general. Like, what would you like to see change or evolve? No pun intended with the evolve thing.
I think we need. I want to see people. I want the community to not have a stick up their ass all the time about the way people do things. I can like one thing and it can be cool. You don't have to be a, what's the word? And you don't have to be an asshole just because I don't agree with you on certain things.
That's for sure.
You know what I mean?
100%.
Whether it's a brand, whether it's a type of wheel, whether it's the shape of a deck, that's what I like. Why can't I just like it? Why do you have to put in your 2 words on something that you have no involvement in at all? It's something I'm doing for me.
And a lot of like the e-skate is all personal preference, isn't it? So everybody likes their own type of deck, the size of the deck, the different wheels on it.
It's
everybody
also
has
the riding styles as well that people can't help but comment on.
Everybody has different riding styles, but I think people do get a bit like, oh, you shouldn't be doing that. Oh, why are you using those wheels? It's just I think they're a bit. The e-skate community is a little bit like, it's like a cult, isn't it?
Like some, for sure. Like maybe dressed it up by saying some people in the e-skate community. I think that's for sure. That's something that we discuss as well. You put it a lot more. What's the word I'm looking for? Diplomatically than we would have. For sure. But
it's called a cult.
But I think you're definitely right there, because I think for a long time this was a very low key sport that not a lot of people knew about. And now that it's starting to get opened up and much more people are coming in and are starting to change things, it's become a problem. Like, I mean, like something that we get, or rather I get stick for all the time, is the shoes I'm wearing. I'm like, if I can cut shapes on my board while I'm wearing dress shoes, why do you care? Yeah. Oh, you need to get some Vans. I'm not wearing Vans. Like, I'm never wearing Vans.
Just get some Vans, mate.
Come on, we had this whole talk in the last episode.
Yeah. Mate, the next videos that we film, like, for example, like the next like high profile board that we get, I'm going to like intentionally wear like proper leather dress shoes and carve in it just to wind people up.
I'll wear stilettos in mine.
There you go. But no, completely fair comment there. And then the other one is, in terms of new people that are coming into this space, like riding boards, learning how to ride boards, what 3 things do you think they should absolutely know and bear in mind when they jump on a board for the first thing? So it's like 3 things that every rookie that's jumping on an electric skateboard
Yeah.
must have under their belt or must know?
Great question.
I think they should know how to. These 2 things count as one thing because I think they go hand in hand. Kick pushing and like what is it? Foot braking. They're kind of like you can't really know how to foot brake without kick push. So I think that's the first thing that everyone should know how to do: kick push and foot brake. Just because if you're able to do that, you kind of already have a good sense of how to ride a board, in my opinion. So you kind of just get like the feel. You feel grounded on it if you're able to comfortably push and brake on a board. Secondly, 3 things. This isn't really something I like think about.
Yeah,
too much.
it's a tricky one. I think I could rephrase
Yeah.
it and help you out by saying, when you first jumped on an electric skateboard, you've got, you've had a few now.
Yeah.
Is there certain elements of things that you've sat there and gone like, damn, man, I wish I knew that before I decided to jump on this one or to get this one?
No, I don't think there is. So I think it's different. If you've come from a background of like skateboarding or skating or any of them types of sports that are very similar, you just jump onto an electric skateboard, and after like going up and down the road a couple of times, it just becomes like second nature. You know exactly how to ride it. Yeah. So I don't really, feel like there's it's a tricky one, isn't it?
It is. I was going down the line of like specs versus reality, for example. Like, don't buy a board online because it says that it does 26 miles an hour and that's what you want. It says that it will do 15 miles range when, it's not going to do that. It depends. If you're like 300 pounds, you're not going to get 15 miles range out of the board.
Yeah.
So like the facts online are super, super subjective. So I meant like stuff like that as well.
I think if you have the opportunity to, or you can, go to a shop where they sell it and go for a demo ride.
Yeah. Great.
Especially if you've never ridden one before, because you don't even know if you like these things, because it can look cool on video. And you might think it's cool, but if you actually try it, you might hate it.
Yeah, that's
never
true.
know.
That's a good one. Yeah, definitely. First thing before buying a board, if there's a store near you, go hit it up, try one of the demo boards out.
Yeah, that's fair. What about yourself, Andrew? Do you have any points that it was kind of like, damn, I wish I knew this before I copped one of these boards? Like any aha moments?
To be honest, not really. When I hopped on my board, I just kind of went on it and just enjoyed the feel of it. I didn't really give it too much thought past there. I couldn't agree more with your first point. That's something I didn't actually think about before, was a new rider on an electric board, learning how to kick push it with the motors off and learning how to foot drag. Because if you can do that, you've got good enough balance, coordination to be able to kind of be competent on the deck.
Yeah.
Be able to like control it quite well. So that's definitely one. Any others?
Not really.
Not really. I think that's probably the most important. Obviously, knowing your comparisons and what else is out there for money, but by that point you've already bought the board. So make sure you've done your research. Ride somewhere which is dry. Don't go on wet ground. Just pretty common sense things. Really.
I would say be prepared to come off.
Yeah,
that's one.
Yeah, that's fair.
Don't go into it thinking you're going to buy one and you're just going to ride around it all the time and be fine. You're going to come off at some point, so be prepared.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I've got another question. So, what would your top 3? Just going back to top 3 questions again, but what would your top 3 piece of advice be for a new content producer in this space?
Savage question, jeez.
Yeah. Number 1, try to do something different. There's a lot of people in the YouTube space reviewing electric skateboards. A lot of things are the same. Figure out what works for these types of videos and then make it different so it doesn't look like everyone else in the YouTube space. Whether it be, I don't know, I don't want to give away any ideas.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
Number 2, I'm gonna put this one here. Just have fun with it. Like, we've talked about how there are some people in this space that take things a little too seriously.
Yeah.
As long as you're having fun with it and you're providing good information in your content, like information that a possible consumer would want to know, you're doing a good job. And number 3, I guess now, know your worth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
You know,
nice one.
if
Nice one.
You offer value, and you should get the same value in return for your work.
Yeah, that's legit. That's legit. And this is a bit of a side one, but based on the time of year right now, like us going into the Christmas period,
Yeah.
if if you've got family watching, friends watching this podcast, or this is a question that maybe your friends and family have asked, if there was boards aside, if there was one gift that you would like to receive as an electric skateboard rider, what would that be and why?
Ooh, that's a good one. A full-time filmer who can ride.
A Ricky.
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah, put Ricky in a box and send him over here.
I like that.
You're about to be number one. The order is going to go in reverse. Sorry, Andrew.
Oh,
Yeah, you can't be
dang. Look at that. Look at that.
Excellent.
Oh, no.
I still don't know how
It's only because I'm going to go over there and film for him.
Yeah, exactly.
he's made himself useful. But yeah, anyone got any other questions? We're approaching the marker of essentially like an hour.
Yeah.
Based on what if there's anything that needs to be cut, but I can't imagine that there is.
I did want to just go back to the logistics of your channel a little bit.
Yeah.
Was there a period where you were really sort of focused on growing your channel and putting out content whether you felt like it or not? And if you were, how long did that last before that kind of dipped and then you kind of lost motivation? You kind of did it when you felt like, then picked it up again?
So I would say maybe in like 2018, that year, I was trying really hard to grow my channel, and that's when you'll find, I don't want to call it clickbait, but kind of like clickbait type stuff. I was doing anything I can to get my videos into this algorithm, the search engine, and the hottest topic for electric skateboards was boosted board in the title. I did that for a while. People noticed that. And I was like, all right, I don't even care anymore. Like, my channel's growing, whatever, no matter what I do, I'm just gonna name my videos what my videos are.
Yeah.
Whether it be this board, first impressions, this board, speed tests. I don't need to go into the crazy fast boosted board killer.
I was just about to say boosted board killer.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one that you see it all the time with videos.
But I understand why people get so annoyed with us going on about and comparing stuff to Evolve, because when I always used to hear people say comparing it to a boosted board, that used to frustrate me.
Yeah,
I'd be like, but it's not a boosted board.
Yeah.
You know, so I can understand why people get frustrated when they hear us comparing something to Evolve. But yeah, I know what you're saying as well. Yeah, like boosted board killer, that was a big one back in the day, weren't it?
Yeah.
and then that's moved on to Evolve killer, and it's just like, okay, guys. But yeah, no, that's fair. I think that happens to pretty much anyone that's in the creative space. You get to a
This
stage
is a trend,
where,
isn't it? Everybody starts doing it. The videos get loads of views, and then you're like, well, I need to start doing that as well
to catch up.
Yeah.
But the whole digital content creation space is like peaks and troughs. It's these moments where you'll be enjoying what you're doing and motivated and everything's going like it should, and then times where the algorithm's just going to fuck with you and just be like, hey, we're going to make sure no one sees your videos right now. And it's frustrating, but I guess it's the life that everyone signed up for.
Yeah, that's YouTube for you.
Yeah, people claim that you don't have a boss, but you do. The algorithm, you're the algorithm's bitch.
Yeah.
And you have to do everything.
We're Google's bitch.
Yeah, you have to make that bitch happy, otherwise it's just not gonna work.
It's not going anywhere, is it?
Yeah, man, it's crazy. But no, that's a good question, mate. Nice one.
Something that I want to do moving forward with my content
Yeah.
is when it comes to reviews,
Yeah.
I wanna go a little bit more. Oh, hold on. You got me?
Yeah,
I got
you're
you.
back.
You're back.
When it comes to board reviews, I want to go less into the technical aspects of every single component, because I don't 100% fully understand how a board is built and how all the moving parts work. I know a good amount, but not everything. And I don't think that a consumer would know everything about it either. I want to go more into just how it feels to actually ride something, rather than, because you can tell me a 3,000 watt motor, blah blah blah, but if I don't know anything about it doesn't really matter. But if you see me on the screen going 30 miles an hour down the road with a little speedometer on the side showing you my speed in real time, that's that's more valuable to someone. Someone can look at that and understand rather than reading a product spec sheet,
Yeah.
with all that information. And I kind of want to go into my content a little more minimally.
Yeah.
Go the route
sometimes
of,
less is more.
Yeah, I want to go to the route of like maybe moto vlog type stuff. Those videos are like an hour long, and it's literally just them riding their motorcycle, whatever adventures they get into.
Yeah.
And maybe like my own version of how those types of videos are made, but I just want to I don't want to be the algorithm's bitch.
Yeah.
I just want to make the videos I want to make.
Exactly.
And just put them up there, forget it, move on to the next video.
That's what you should do. At the end of the day, I think the way that I treat it with the other YouTube channel is one for me, one for them. That's what I do. So it's like, I don't care how many views this gets. I want to make this video. And then the other one is like, okay, let's play ball. Let's do one that we know is gonna be one that pops. And that's the kind of the pattern that I've always tried to keep. So that way you still have fun, but you're still doing what you need to do to make sure that the channel succeeds and grows.
Absolutely. And for any content creators out there, these two types of videos work all the time. Versus videos and top 5, top 10, whatever video.
For
They
sure.
work all the time.
For sure. That's definitely a fair one. Definitely a fair one. But yeah, we're getting very close to the marker of
We've got about 3 minutes left.
Yeah. But yeah, I think at this point it's just a big thank you for getting you on. And I know that the time zone thing has been a bit of a nightmare, being 5 hours ahead of you. But I'm glad that we could make it work and we could get you on here. Is there any other final questions that anyone has?
No, I just think,
Yeah, we
cheers
covered
for coming on, Ronnie,
yeah.
and taking time out of your day to come on the podcast. Appreciate it.
Hey, thank you guys for having me.
Much.
Keep
It's been great
uploading
speaking
the
to you.
awesome content.
Absolutely, I appreciate it. I have a question for Ricky.
Oh, right, okay.
When are you gonna come here and film me?
Well, we'll slide in my DMs later, and we'll work something out.
No more sliding. I don't like this. This is
All
too
right,
much.
Andrew, I have to slide into your DMs too, just to make it fair.
Yeah.
'Cause I'll slide
friendly
in everyone's
competition,
DMs.
mate. Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be?
We'll see if the order gets switched around over the next couple of weeks or months or whatever.
Yeah, we'll soon know when you upload your next video, and I'm in it.
We'll have a cardboard cutout already sat there. It's in your videos.
Nice one. Who's going to sign out? Who's signing out?
I think Andrew should. He signed in, so it's only
Okay.
fair that he signs out.
So thank you everyone for watching. If you want to check out Ronnie's channel, we're going to pop his link in the description box below. As always, if you've got any questions or any topics you want to talk about specifically, please do let us know and write them in the comments. But for now, it's been a pleasure. See you next time.
Take care, guys. Pleasure as always.
Peace.
See you later. Bye.
See you later. Bye.
It's all good.
We've got 100 inches of you running, mate.
Oh, that's a lot of inches.
There is a lot of sexual references, isn't there?
Yeah, you're bad.
I didn't know it was that kind of podcast.
No, it's when Chris is on here.
Thanks, man.
Especially once he's got a coffee in him.
No, mate, you're lucky I ain't got wine. I'll tell you here, because I'm guessing there's a massive orange glow. Is there? You can't even see it, really, can you?
I
No.
don't think so.
Just sit here and cook. You know, some more.
I like it. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, it's right for you two, innit?
Yeah.
Jacket.
Poor little me
That's
over
right.
here in the cold. Look at you two, look, like a married couple
Christian.
these days. Look,
Hey,
Yeah.
coffee together. I'm not the outcast on the other table.
Yeah.
Are you really going to record with the jacket on?
Yeah, because I'm cold.
Do you want a heat? I told you to bring that heater next to you ages ago.
Yeah, but then I've got to start unplugging stuff. It's just not worth it. That one doesn't like pump out heat like
You
that
know
one
what?
as well.
I'm a little chilly as well. I'm going to put a hoodie on real quick.
Good shout.
No, you're good, dude. Take your time, man. We've taken enough time as it is.
I'm getting a little hot. I'm going to take my top off, I think.
Oh, dear.
And he's gone. We scared him off.
Oh, he'll be back. How's my audio? Do I sound sexy? Wait. Do I sound sexy?
I can
I
hear
know
you.
you want me. You know I want you. I know you want me. You know I want you. All right.
Testes.
Testes. 1, 2, testes.
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 All right, wait. Before we start, I'm just gonna, gotta do it for the gram. That's something different. Okay, save that and I'll post that later. And then I have to do it for my Instagram as well, because, you know.
Oh, is anybody watching the Mike Tyson fight this weekend?
No. Fuck yeah, man. I'm watching the Jake Paul fight, if I'm honest. Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. I'm watching.
Is Jake Paul fighting?
He's fighting an NBA player.
Is he?
Yeah. No, I think it's an NBA
player. Do you mean Logan Paul or Jake Paul?
Jake Paul, bro.
Was that his brother?
Jake can actually box, though.
Can he?
Yeah.
Logan's pretty decent as well. Like,
well, he fucking lost to KSI, so not really.
Yeah.
Right. But he beat the shit out of me, I'm pretty sure.
No, but same. He knocked me the fuck out. I'm just talking shit because I can.
Wouldn't do me.
All right, mate. Sorry, hard as nails. All right, one sec.
Oh, here we go.
This is for my Instagram. That's why. All right, now save that. Put that down.
Right, are you ready?
I think so. How long have we been rolling for?
God, about 10 minutes, 15 minutes.
I turned mine off. I'm gonna hit record right now.
I think that's what I need to do. There's a lot of fab. I've got a savage question to ask the second this podcast starts. We've been going for 9 minutes. Okay, so we still got like an hour. Like I'll say an hour.
Yeah.
So basically from now, so long as we're done by say like 5:30, is it 5:30?
Yeah.
Yeah, 6. We'll aim to be done by 6:40 at the latest, so we don't overspill. All right.